Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat. Today is Friday, August 9th, 2019. If you're watching the VOD on YouTube, please be sure to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you are so inclined, head on over to twitch.tv/otakushowboat to give a follow and turn on notifications. I'm live Sunday through Friday from 10 a.m. to approximately 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. You can also follow me on Twitter at Otaku Showboat and read my weekly streaming recap posts on my website, otakushowboat.com. Today, we are going to solve our power problems in the Pyanodon's playthrough. As for general notes, the only real updates that have happened on the Pyanodon's mods development front is a couple more things have been added into Pi Alien Life, so that's still being worked on. Oh joy, oh bliss. So this is all continuing at the moment to be changes around the introduction of alien potatoes to the mix, as well as a few like fertilizer updates and things like that. So that's going to be a thing when Alien Life hits. Also, apparently Bob's mods were updated, including the clock to 1717. Still can't load a save made on 17.3 on our most recent version of the clock mod. If you try updating to the most recent version off of 17.3 on a save that was made in 17.3, it errors on load. So that's a thing that's been happening because the code changed. It thinks that there's a nil value on the time text, I suppose. So yeah, I'm saved, and this isn't hooked up to the network at the moment. If I hook it up to the network, so basically the base is dead without power right now. That's how we ended things off last time, in a bit of a awful state. What I was planning on doing was introducing a different method of power generation, but even that suffers from needing an initial kickstart of power, and that is to use the oil burners, which act as boilers but with oil. They also require a lot of stuff, a lot of iron to make. How many gasifiers have I automated at this point? I do have 2 stacks. I could make some oil burners, but that's not actually going to solve our problems initially, because basically we need enough power to fully kickstart the system, as well as then maintain the system. And unfortunately, if I hook this block up, this block may be capable of producing over 100 megawatts by itself. Unfortunately, because of the power draw of the rest of the base, it actually makes this no longer self-sustainable. It reduces the overall power to everything such that this setup is no longer sustainable. So, options include solar panels, setting up solar, as well as accumulators. So I think I want the accumulators regardless of what I choose to do. You know, I don't have super capacitors. That would be an interesting prospect on the Mark II Nextlit power accumulators. Also, for reference, yesterday's stream, you know how I mentioned how at the start of the stream it was stuck on one viewer for like 45 minutes, even though I knew that there was at least two or at least 15, and then it went up to three a bit after that, and then it was four. It didn't really update until there was four folks around. Yeah, in the analytics, as far as Twitch is concerned, I had just the one view for 45 minutes in yesterday's VOD, so in yesterday's stream, which actually detrimentally affects the overall average views for that VOD, for that whole stream. So, yeah, thank you, Twitch, for literally screwing me over. That was not appreciated. So, iron, niobium, and batteries. Well, I've got all of the above. I have all of the above. Iron. Niobium's way out to the side, and then I have to drive. In fact, where is my vehicle? My vehicle is back here. Let's go grab it and then go pick up some niobium and then pick up some batteries. My batteries are not on my bus at the moment. I'm gonna let this go and keep accumulating combustion mixture back up on all of its various products here for now. Unfortunately, the batteries are not being bussed. Here. Niobium. In fact, I will start shoving some things into my car in the meantime. In fact, I'm going to take a bunch of niobium and just start storing. And then head on down to the batteries and pick up the batteries. I will also note that as soon as I do kickstart the base, it's gonna demand, like, the power draw demand to get everything running again is going to peak out over 400 megawatts. So, yeah, that's a thing that will also happen. Let's see, the batteries are fairly far down. Also, I should check, make sure that we still have water. That's the other thing to make sure about, is that we've got water in all the systems. Looks like it. So I guess it had to do with actual game updates. I'm thinking every time that Factorio itself updates, maybe part of the migration stuff that they do when they do updates to the base game itself clears all fluid from all pipes, or clears something from pipes, and breaks your closed loops if you have any, because base game you don't make closed loops, so that doesn't end up mattering. But it does if you're playing Pyanodons and you have those loops set up. So batteries are there. Right there. Passed them up. Hello, batteries. Okay, why one? Why one? Also, I guess I should compare these with the normal accumulators if I can find them. That's panels. So normal accumulators charge at a rate of 300 kilowatts, have a capacity of 5 megajoules, They can only output at 300, so they can input 300 until it hits 5, and then output at 300 until it's spent 5. As opposed to you, which is able to store 50, 10 times more capacity, and then 1.4 on the input and output, which almost 4 times as much. So this is roughly equivalent to 4 accumulators in terms of the output potential. So yeah, a few. I need a few of these. Copper plates, huh? That's what you want to make more? Now, unfortunately, you need power to make solar panels, because solar panels require pyrite, and you can't handcraft pyrite. For some reason, you can't handcraft pyrite. So... Oh, I'm apparently getting my best buds giving me stuff. Anyway. Thank you for rhyming into things. I'm going to need to make some steam engines. I have a plan. For reference, I have a plan. I'm going to need to go up and pick up some high-pressure furnaces, because this is a process that is done in high-pressure furnaces. I also need to grab iron oxide, plenty of iron oxide. Or route it. Guess I could route it. Anyway, regardless, I have my iron oxide being created all the way... Where? Here. I've got iron oxide right here. Going into ferrite, but yeah, I'm going to need all of this. Thank you kindly. Give it to me. So, pyrite. Pyrite requires sulfur too, so I'll have to go grab some sulfur as well. Oh, yeah, my buddies are taking stuff away. Hmm. 10 short from a full line. Anyway, let's put landfill away. Some of that away. I guess for now I can store these. Not currently requesting them, so that's fine. Oh, I'm sort of requesting 400 of the pipes, undergrounds. They're probably gonna try and send me more. Oh, well. Should only be requesting... Not even requesting, okay. Not even requesting these at the moment. Any of the modules. So that can all stay there. Sulfur. Yeah, here come the pipes. I'll need to stop and grab a bunch of sulfur. Next. High pressure furnaces. Which, if you remember, I should have been automating somewhere. Where exactly? Right here. I don't have any Mark IIs for some reason. Maybe they're all in here. They are all in here. Hello. Hello, Mark IIs. Yeah, I remember that I wanted to, like, clear stuff that's in Mark IIIs. Alright. I will take those, because I have them. Now to go grab some sulfur. And I have options of either doing this over in this block or down in this block. I want to go down in this block, cut it off of the main base, and mainly because I have this nice line of boilers where I'm currently venting some steam. I'm going to need to pick up some fuel, though. Where do I have fuel? Well, I mean, I have wood. Wood is a fuel. Won't last long. Should last long enough, though. Alright, going down. I will pick up some sulfur. So I'm picking up the sulfur so I can make some pyrite with the iron oxide that I've picked up, so that I can make some solar panels to help with kickstarting the base. And from there, I'm going to then transfer over to purely oil burner based. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make solar panels to power my pump jacks for crude oil that will send the oil to the oil burners that will help to kickstart the rest of the base. That is the plan. And that will have separate power network just to fuel the, or just to power the thingies. Oh, you never even had power to begin with. Okay. Yeah, do that. I've got dudes stuck sitting on a unpowered thingy. Anyway, break that. By the way, is that... Yeah, that is 20 already, so I don't need to add anything else there. Let's get the thingies down. Let's do this actually somewhat correctly. I mean, technically speaking, you can just... Since I have everything all hooked up together, I don't think it really matters how I have it looking. Especially since I'm going to just get rid of it all. Then wood. Fill her up. Oh. Yeah, that's not good. I need to kill you. You need to die. Thank you so kindly. I only want this to kickstart this. And what this allows is, so I'm going to have excess coke come in, and that's going to feed the boilers that at the very least will keep things moving in perpetuity. And I can go ahead and use this power out here on some of these to make glorious pyrite. Now I want several of these because this recipe is fairly slow. Even though I am using Mark IIs of these buildings, it is still a pretty slow recipe. Alright, and then walk right on down with those. Walk on up with these. And bring the power down. And I suppose I'll go ahead and not do that, but do something like this. Shove it into a box. Seems it's the iron oxide that'll be limiting. Oh, I should have thrown... Should have thrown these in. Oh well. Oh well. Could have gotten a little bit more out of it, but whatever. Alright, how many solar panels? Just gotta grab some circuit ones. Come on, don't get stuck, please. Just gotta grab circuit ones. Oop. Let us get going. So all of my circuit ones appear to have been shipped the rest of the way up. Ah, that's another kill on a pipe. That is another kill on a pipe. Up we go. Hello, my buddies. Thank you for bringing me glorious things. Much appreciated. Yeah, I know I have my chest up here with wonderful and beautiful things. Make me all of those. Ooh, needs those. Alright, there's all the current pyrite used to make wonderful and beautiful solar panels. Though, I do find it interesting how there is a Nexilite accumulator, but there's no no improved solar panels. Like, that seems like something that should exist, right? Like, you gave better accumulators, but not better solar panels. So I find that quite interesting. Let's see. So, this fuel oil, that was another thing that I wanted to look at as well, is what is the fuel value of fuel oil if it has any? Because I'm sort of going to be now depending upon the fact that crude oil has a fuel value of a single full megajoule versus, like, other stuff. Tar technically also has a full megajoule of fuel value, but if fuel oil has a fuel value greater than or equal to 2 megajoules, then that actually makes it worth making, even if you're not going to burn it in powerhouses, if it can also be burned in an oil burner. If and only if it can be burned in an oil burner. Now, this will also, you know, depend upon me actually having any fuel oil in a pipe to begin with. So as I make my way down, to be able to actually check these things. So the fuel value is 1 on fuel oil, which sucks. Because crude oil is a megajoule. Yeah, about that, see? Crude oil converts to fuel oil in a ratio of 2 to 1. So you lose fuel value by doing that conversion, plus burning through powerhouses into combustion turbines. While somewhat efficient at the Mark II, it's still better using these wonderful, beautiful things. Oh, also, I really, really don't need to make those intermediates. And I'm going to need to make those burners anyway, so I will be going all the way back up the bus after doing that check to grab whatever the requirements are. I think I saw that this requires gasifiers and science labs of all things. Gasifiers and science labs for these? Yeah. And mining drills, okay. I think I'm also doing mining drills up here. I should have all those things. Because I have all those things, shouldn't I just put down a building to build oil burners normally? Like, hey, let's just automate some oil burners. That would be great. Now, as per usual, when thinking about things like this, oil is not one of those renewable resources that you can get on a consistent basis anyway. I mean, I think there are ways to make oil out of beautiful things. I'm just looking at what's being stored in these various chests. So crude oil can be made out of aromatics and syngas, which means that it can be made renewably because you can get aromatics from Relesia and algae, Relesia and mushrooms, and you can get coal gas. Well, you can get syngas from coal gas from renewable resources as well. Like, you can get coal gas straight from wood. So that's also a thing. A lot of recipes for syngas. Plus you can get it right out of Tholins too, so that's nifty. Ever so nifty. Yeah, there are ways to perpetually get crude oil, it's just I don't know how energy viable it is. Oh, hello. Yeah, I should start using those at some point. Alright, I was going to grab labs. I think I was doing labs. I might not. I know I have the gasifiers at the least. And I have the mining drills. Looks like I'm not doing the labs. But didn't I already start making something that needs the labs? I am confruzzled. Yeah, there we go. Lab. Ingredient in casting units. And coal bed extractors. And multipurpose crackers. And tholin extractors. And electrolyzers! So yes, I have to be, because I have to be making labs because I know I'm making electrolyzers. So I am here. Right here. There's the labs. Now what do you need? Just regular iron. Alright. That I can manage. Briefly. Oh, no, 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 no. You're not gonna be doing that with me with small parts. Yeah, don't you dare be using my iron to make small parts. Alright, whatever. I'll build those buildings. So, oil burners are identical in functionality to a standard boiler. They just take in crude oil or any oil with fuel value, and instead of like coal or coke, so instead of a solid, it takes fluids. Otherwise, functionally identical. Which means that if I only have 13 of these, that means it's feeding twice as many steam engines. Which you can just think, yeah, I probably don't have enough. So more iron. More iron, and use the pipes, because I'm pretty sure pipes are required. Grab the rest of those. Pretty sure I have more of these that I can use. I don't have any more of the gasifiers though, so make all that. I should have a thing doing standard pipe, but it's all been taken. Ugh, one shy? Are you kidding me? Alright, what else is pulling in? Iron. So 20, that's 36 megawatts. 36 megawatts for 36 crude oil per second. I do think I have a blueprint as well to use. And I'll have to go around, like, grabbing various steam engines as well. So as I had said before, let's see, am I going to do this crude? Most likely, because down here it's being directly converted to fuel oil. I guess I could break that? I mean, you don't go direct to fuel oil from tapping into this stuff, I think. Yeah, I just connect it and pipe it all the way over and then down. Yeah, and then it gets processed here. So that is a thing. I guess something else that I could do, at least temporarily, which, I mean, obviously everything is temporary at the moment. That lets me actually make a couple more. Yep. What I'm thinking is keeping separate the network for power, like solar power, the main fuel oil part of the base. That's probably what I'll do. As well. That would help prevent any death spirals. Going the route of the fuel oil, anyway. Let's head on down to here and do a little bit of math. Just a little bit of wonderful, beautiful, glorious math. So, I want to take this and separate the network like so. So now everything here is on its own, completely isolated. Now, I don't know if I bring in even more crude oil into here, or any additional fuel oil. I think I'm pulling in more fuel oil from below, so I won't have enough to fully feed all of this, because I think it's getting fuel oil from here. Where's the pipeline? Yeah, the pipeline goes here and then up and in. So I want to make sure that I also power what's down there off of the wonderful, beautiful thingies. But again, and this is going to be the issue, I will need coke to feed this as well. And the coke is also one of those points where you can start to death spiral. Actually, what am I even doing here? What I can do... Right. If I want to keep everything separate, which I should, I am going to need to run this other line. Might want to tap that someday, but I'll adjust when I do. Why am I not using my car for this? I no idea. Let's get the car. Where'd I leave it? All the way back. Up there. Of course I did. Can I, like, make one? Do I have any fuel on me? Actually, no, I don't. So, never mind. Actually, I have a little bit. So, yeah, sure. Let's, I do have a little bit. Plus, there's, like, tons of rocks full of coal, I imagine. Alright, where am I even going? Right down there. So I need to make sure that these do not cross each other. Out of the way, rock. I need to break basically all of that. Okay. Now that separates that outpost. The other outpost that needs to be separated is up here. So now we've got this to deal with. There are ways to do this. I forget what the actual button combos are. As always, I do this so rarely. But if you have copper cable on you, this can be done relatively simply. Alright, so I want... Yeah, I need to look at the controls. What is that button combo? Shift left mouse. So I want that cable, obviously. Then I want only that. And that keeps them separate. Get in the car. Now I can bring this down. And over. Really? Out of my way. Out of my way, rocks. Okay. That feeds the fuel oil, but... and the crude oil. This is all... As I said, this will all change. But for now... It will help on kickstarting things and making things move again. Okay. Solar panels. Absolutely need to do the solar panels. How am I going to arrange these? I have no idea. I don't use many solar panels prior to having access to... Oh, I need more power poles. Clearly. I did that. Yeah, that doesn't have enough reach, so I think I'm gonna do... that. Apparently that's all of my thingies. Alright. Let's go grab some power poles. Because I need more. I need lots more. I used apparently all my big ones as well. Oh, I do have some smalls. Alright. No. No, we'll do this. We'll do this properly. We'll do things proper. Right and proper. So, if I want as well to also eliminate as part of the death spiral potential the possibility of not producing enough coke because of lack of power to the machines that make the coke and the machines that make the coal that make the coke. In order to avoid that, I have to basically run all of that off of solar as well. Something that can't death spiral. Get out of the freaking way. Stuff and things. Freaking belt. Physics on the car. Get out of my way. Anyway. Power poles. Crash into all of the things. Part of me is like thinking, you should just kill everything there and rebuild from scratch. Something a little bit less messy that you can actually drive through. But then another part of me is like, nah, too much work. Okay, place those power poles, thanks. All of them. Get the accumulators. Or an accumulator, I should say. That starts charging. Ooh, that is pretty. That is pretty. Anyway, so I have... Physically, I have how many? 18... times 2 plus 5. 41? 41 by 60. That's 2.46 megawatts. Is that enough? I have a sneaking suspicion not. Oh, draining. Nice. I like how that looks. So, as I had said, this will now be exclusively powered through solar, although you can see I am absolutely not making enough power out of this. Wait, aren't you limited to 1.4 on the out? I guess I'm technically pulling from what is the panels as well. Yeah, and so now you're limited by the panels, and then as night happens, you're just going to die again. So I don't have enough panels to power everything. That is just fine. Those cooling towers don't have module slots. Interesting. Interesting. Now we are getting closer to a solution. Wait. Water? Alright, A, U. B. Hey, look, it's one of those situations where the water is gone. Actually going to do this. I'm gonna have to just wait for morning to happen at this point. There we go. So, this will give non-zero power, at the very least, to the base. Something non-zero, at least it'll somewhat start moving briefly. Some other things I can do. I can break that now. Let's see, some other things I can do. Well, I said I was going to do this, so I will do this. How do I want to orient this? I have no idea. Oh. That's surprising. Okay. Hi. Hello, tech. Um, sure. Yeah, why not? Um, oh, one more. Place that down, please. Ooh, I need pipe. Good thing I have a car nearby-ish. Full of that stuff. Is it you? No. You. You are my real car. The real car with the niobium in it so that I can just straight up make some niobium pipe. This is the fuel in, aka, oh, aka my crude oil. Come on. There we go. Okay, I need to grab my steam engines at this point. Yeah, you're only doing 2.4 megawatts. You need at least 3 times that amount to power everything. That needs to be powered to keep all this going. But I'm about to transfer to something different that will need a lot less than that. It will just need crude. Let's head on up and grab my steam engines. I need 40 steam engines. This will give 36 megawatts of power. A whole of 36. Ah, boy. And then basically I can just use my solar panels to power the 36, and then the 36 will be more than enough to power the fuel oil stuff, although I am not really going to be making enough off of that. Anyway, so you... Can you move, please? Thank you. Autosave, 141 hours. Good, I have some of those as well. That's only 30. Take some of that, please. And those again. I do have some more that I can grab safely. Let's see here. I'm also assuming that I have enough crude oil, actually, spare to do this the way I want to do this. Oh, hello. Are you actually getting all kickstarted? Are you actually able to maintain some modicum of production? I think we might be capable of hooking this up now. Now we're still not done, FYI. Something's not fully satisfied all the time, but we are looking so significantly better than what we were. Okay, let me pull 1, 2. I'll let those go until they're done. They're not being fed by anything. At the moment, anyway. Although I could siphon, as with the other one, the other block. Thank you for bringing me stuff. Beautiful. Beautiful power is returning. Alright, I'm gonna leave my buds behind at this point, because we've got more to do. We've got a transition to make. Come on. Drive down the thing. A transition must be made. Proper energy needs to be produced. Oh. Yeah, fix that, please. Thank you. I killed the, another pipe. Another pipe died this day. Oh, also, I am officially able to hook you up again. And now that's all connected. I want to replace the tailings pond. That will pull in excess, keep that whole block moving. Phew. So, we have overcome the death spiral for now. Now to prevent death spirals from happening in the first place. That is the new agenda. We need to stop it from ever happening again. This means actually automating pyrite and solar panel production, for one, as well as producing beautiful things. And by beautiful things, I mean these oil burners, because I am going to need more oil burners if I want to replace this setup. If I want to replace this setup, I'm going to need a lot of oil burners, because 10 Mark II combustion turbines running at 80% of their output, so 561 times 0.8 is 448.8 megawatts that this theoretically is supposed to provide by itself. Okay, by itself. So if I want to transition out of that, also bear in mind that this is, what, 12 powerhouses consuming 16 coke per second from these powerhouses. So there is good reason why I want to transition away from things. Also, water right there. Let's see here. Didn't I say I had a blueprint of... Did I not put it in here? I guess I didn't put it in here. Interesting. Why did I not toss it in here? Oh well. As I had said, functionally identical. Really? That's not... They're not fully capable of stretching across handily. So you really need a one between everything. Sheesh. Just add water. That is the one major downside to these boiler systems. Burners, excuse me. Is that it is heavy, very heavy on the, stuff and things. Water. Wow, still... Wait a minute, why? Why no power to the iron? What? Oh. Hello. That would be a problem. Yeah, this would help. If this was actually connected. Wow, that was not nice. Okay. Yeah, that helps. That helps a lot. Allet. Now, I will note that this is also... It shouldn't be hooked up there. Unfortunately, and where's my car again? Wait, did I... Seriously? No, it's there. Alright. Grabbing the car, running apparently a lot more big electric poles. At some point. For now, though. Just connecting that. Because right now... What we're seeing... Oh, we're not... Interesting. It actually has enough combustion mixture to power everything else, despite not actually operating fully. Okay, I mean, I'll take it, but we need to actually operate fully, and that is what I will work on right now. So as with normal boilers, it is one pump, one offshore pump, per set of 20. I'm gonna go one more before going up. Really? That would be a rock. Yep, that would be a rock. Let's see here. The stuff. Where are you? Now that should fully power. Oh look, accumulator is charging. It has 50 megajoules that it can charge to. There we go. That is the current temporary solution. That will make sure that this always goes. For the exception now of the death spiral being exclusively the amount of coke that is coming in. So we could still death spiral off of coke at this point, but that is significantly less likely now. Okay. The beginning of the transition. I could just say we're only going to do solar. And automate some solar panels. And just, as time goes on, do a huge, huge solar array. Let's see. It's what, 60 kilowatts per solar panel? Let's see. Take a... Let's see, one... Six, 16.66 or bleh, 16,667 solar panels for a gigawatt. Something like that, anyway. No. I think I'm off by at least a factor of 10. Maybe. No. No, I think I'm right. It's 1,000 kilowatts per megawatt and 1,000 megawatts per gigawatt, so that means it's 1,000,000 kilowatts per gigawatt. So yeah, close to 17K on the solar panels. Hey, we have non-zero iron again. Non-zero things! The things! They move! Such beautiful power. Alleluia. Power has happened. My bots are placing my tile. Isn't that glorious as well? The beautiful tiles are being placed everywhere. So, automating the pyrite and the solar panels. That is next. So, the pyrite will get automated through the robots, which means I am simply going to add my iron oxide and my sulfur to the network. Now, iron oxide up here. Of course, I have to wait for my iron to fully catch up. This isn't done very well at all. While yes, I do need that, I need to keep sending excess Alright, I'm going to need my landfill tank. Oh, I did not pick up the correct car. I did not grab the correct car. That is a shame. Alright, let's grab landfill then. Yay for moving things! Yes, things are moving again. Oh, joy. Very, very happy. Happy to see that the amount of power that I am now producing has overcome the death spirals. It seemed I had fallen victim to one very specific death spiral in the whole that closed loop of water with the cooling towers needing a specific amount of energy to actually process the water, and it negative feedback looped, or no, positive feedback looped in the downward direction in terms of power generation. So, yeah, that sucked that happened, but my current transition here is an attempt to overcome that little issue. at least at a location that I can use as a primary source of power production. What I'm looking for is a... Ultimately, I want a completely renewable source of power that is not subject to a death spiral. And these little self-sustaining blocks that I've gotten off of the Pyanodon forum section that someone posted, those little blueprint blocks, while yes, they are power producers, they require a kickstart to get moving, which also means that they are subject to death spirals. Which, that's just another way of saying positive feedback loops that lead to a total loss of power. So, even though this is fully functional, it keeps you going, it produces over 100 megawatts net for one of these blocks. If you start demanding more than than this thing can produce, it will feedback loop itself down to 0. In order to prevent that, I need the power... I need to, like, split the power here. Which I guess is one of the reasons why it was split in the first place. And on the other version of this, there's actually 2 separate power networks. But you need to power the thing with solar panels to keep it always going. And then take only the energy provided by these guys, the combustion turbines. You need to have the power on the combustion turbines be separate and then going out to the rest of the base, while everything else gets powered by whatever solar network. Which means I need to do some math on how many solar panels it takes to power this consistently through the night, and have the requisite accumulators for that as well. Speaking of accumulators, my batteries are not on my network. I would like to also start automating those. I am going to come over here, though, and place down... Do I even still have... No, I don't. Where are they? Where did they go? You... Did I literally take every single one? Nope, I still have a couple. So for the first time, I'll be automating something that can't be made in one of these, but is made in these guys. High pressure furnaces. I'll do this over here. Sure. Let's do this. Here. You, of course, are going to make beautiful pyrite for me. Right there. Now, I have neither of those items, by the way, currently on the network, at least not to my knowledge, so that will be what I do next. Get in the car, grab my landfill, head down to where I was... Oh, I apparently do have some sulfur somewhere. I apparently do have some sulfur somewhere. Okay, where's that stuff here? You there. This wonderful line of things. Alright, get out of the car. Really? Come on, my... Now, another reason why I want to start automating these solar panels, don't tell anyone, is I sort of need some more personal solar panels. Personal sized. For this. I need 6 more portable solar panels. That'd be great. Alright. How far over is this thing? Right here. Okay. Start going up. Hope I have enough landfill. Looks like I do. Okay. That's wonderful. Absolutely glorious. If I really wanted to, I could go grab some of my immense amount of landfill that I have in a warehouse down at the south. So I want you to prioritize going that-a-way. So any iron oxide that comes up from the belt from below is iron oxide that is a byproduct from my rare earth oxide production out of the rare earth bolides. So I want to make sure that I never back up on that. So that's why I want to prioritize that it goes out to there and gets processed. Always. However, I do also want at least some iron oxide to come in and up into the logistics network as well from the dedicated area of my production of iron oxide. So that is what we're doing. Also, how is the iron looking these days? Non-existent, okay, because of still the ore has not arrived. So the ore is ever so slowly making its way, snaking its way in. Looks like we are somewhere in the fog here, but not quite made it out here. Still has to go all the way down, and then over, and then into concrete, which is actually missing stone bricks. I should make more stone bricks at some point. I need like a mega stone patch or something. Or just to get off my rear end and start converting iron to stone bricks. That would be a thing as well. That is totally doable. But yeah, we are good on the power front there. So, as for how I'm even getting any non-zero amounts of iron plates right now, I don't really know. There's the 0. So that got all of the remaining backup stuff. Oh, there's the ore finally coming in. It's about time you showed up. Anyway. That'll get that going, so I suppose I have enough time to go grab sulfur next. And start bringing the sulfur up. Why do I even have any of that on me? I don't know. I do not know, nor do I particularly care. So, sulfur is somewhere down here. Right there. Very nice. Nice and close. Up we go. Sulfur is the 4th lane. I need to constantly keep that in mind. Fortunately, I think I don't have to worry about any messing around with the undergrounds because I have actually fixed this, I think. Oh, hey, a thing. Hello, thing. Oh, saving. 41.5 hours. Yeah, you can die, thing. Thank you kindly. If I wanted it fast, I would use red belt. Yeah. Yeah, red belt would be able to move it twice as fast. It would still be slow, though. Not twice as fast, 50% faster. I keep getting confuzzled because I guess my brain is too used to bobs. Maybe? I don't know. Is it still 50% with bobs, or is it double here? I forget. I guess it's double here. It goes... what? What is it? What is it even? It's 45 from 15, right? Or 30 from 15? Okay, so it's double. In this instance, it is double. Bobs, it goes 30 to 45. So I am constantly going to get confused between the two. At least, it used to be 30 to 45. I've no idea now. I haven't started a new game of bobs after some change to the default values of belts that happened relatively recently. But either way, 30 is still slow. I'm thinking more along the lines of, you know, this one is 45 on the blue belt, but yeah, I'm thinking more along the lines of, you know, 90, 135, 180, 225, 270. Yeah, I'm thinking 270 would be a nice value. You know, just like casual 9 times faster. I think 9x multiplier to the speed would be great. Hope that helps. My voice seemed to be dying. Okay, that will be some pyrite being produced. It won't be particularly fast for pyrite to be produced, but it will be non-zero, and that is all that really matters at this point. Because that means I can now put down... Oh, hi. Hello, my minions. Thank you for bringing me my belts. Yeah, so after I truly get my power fully sorted here. That will be when I start transitioning into, hey, let's make sure that I can now fully make a whole bunch of red belts. Like, let's try to maximize the advanced small parts production. That'll be what's next, most likely. You're limited by Nextlit. This would be made easier by bringing the Nextlit up. Streamer Death Spiral? Anyway. Ooh, I have non-zeros of the pyrite. Good. Good. Give me solar panels. Thanks. Give me the solar panels. Pyrite, copper, steel, and circuit board ones. You are apparently very slow. Therefore, you shall be a Mark II, and also accept all the extra things that a Mark II requires. Also, can you do those? Nope! That's a solid nope there on that one. So I guess I should do speed, technically. I want it to go faster. You guys take these, though. So I probably want to do that, although it does further slow down. Do I care about sparing myself on sulfur? Probably not. Probably not. Alright. Vehicle. Let's go grab all that extra Mark II, all those Mark II items. High pressure furnaces that are making pyrite, that have a whole bunch of productivity modules in them that aren't actually doing anything at the moment. Gosh, I have so much stuff that I want to keep. Also, am I even pasting the correct thing? I don't even think I'm pasting the correct thing. I need to be pasting this blueprint with my stack inserters. Hello, things. Please die for me. I can leave the power poles. Oh. Oops. Oops. Stuff. Filling. Inventory. Not good. Okay, how are we actually looking here? Decently. We're looking decent. Let's see here. I also want to start automating the production of oil burners. So I will set that up next. Automating the stuff needed to scale up the power sounds like a great idea. A fantastic idea, although still torn between wanting to do those oil boilers as a primary source of power and be limited on, you know, the crude oil at some point, not a renewable source, or do something I know is perpetual in the form of this stuff here and tune it basically to add like a separate like solar array to make sure that this will never death spiral. And then copy paste. Well, actually, there is something I want to do with this. And that is to pull one of these out and do from you to you and anything from you to you, and that will get applied across that whole thing. And I think the whole thing is within a construction zone, so it's also in the logistics zone. So the regular bots will be able to take care of all that. This will help with copy and pasting later. Also, why no... Oh. Hi. That would help. Seems I did miss a little bit of, pipe. A rather important little bit of pipe. Now, there is a mod that I am very tempted to enable on this playthrough, which I believe would be immediately useful, and that is explosive excavation. You may have heard of it, or may not have. Also, nanobots, aren't you supposed to be doing your thing too? I don't know, but explosive excavation allows you to craft an explosive that blows up land and turns it into water. Should have driven the pipe finder through here. Yeah, right. Because this blueprint actually includes water tiles made through explosive excavation. So this right here, this section is actually a water tile that included the offshore pump, an offshore pump here, and it all was connected to feed the Faugi. And there were various locations of just water, little sections for water that gets fed in, but you would prefer a water well mod? Yeah, there is that too. That exists. I mean, it's not like I'm lacking over here any water. I mean, all this is all water that's shallow that you can put a thingy on. Offshore pumps can get on any of this tile. And then, of course, I have a gigantic lake here. So, it just saves pipe, basically. That's all it does. It just saves running pipe. Which, in the grand scheme of things, what's more valuable to you? Your time actually playing the game, or your time running a pipe for water to something? I think actually playing the game would be more valuable. So, we shall see. We shall see. Yes, cute little puddles everywhere. Puddles of water that you can walk over and can't build on and drastically slow you down and do all the rest of the terrible things. Let me see. Hey, I've got non-zero. Yeah, that's a great number. I like that number. I like that number a lot. What else? I wanted you to be these. Although I do need the... I do need the batteries on the network. Yeah, lots of different options for water mods that can give you water without needing to have it spawned on the map. Ways of making it spawn on the map in the form of the one I was just mentioning, explosive excavation. which is handy for things like pi block and c block, where you can destroy landfill to make water where you need water as your plans change and your base grows. That type of stuff is handy. Alright, where am I going to put these batteries? Remember how I was really tempted to have that second line actually used for copper, but I think I'm just gonna say hell no to that and actually use it for batteries. So, batteries. Oh, and I also have the Nextlit plates that I would like to send up to shorten the flight times. Because, yeah, I've got an 812 pickup request on there, and that is not nice on flight times. Anyhoozle. Where are those batteries? How far down? They're pretty far down, actually. Oh, and then I have this, too, the tin chromium alloy. That also needs to exist on the network, so base will get big, for reference. The base is gonna get a little bit bigger, just a hair. This bus, anyway, is gonna get a hair bigger as time goes on. Because I am currently making several things that are not being bussed, and I want to bring up closer to the main logistic network so that I don't have to have my robots flying really long distances if they don't absolutely have to. Some things I'm okay with them flying for. Some things I can relocate later. Because I see all these guys flying down this train of Nextlit is not ideal. Because they will have to, you know, do that. Fly backwards to get charged on occasion, and then continue going along, and that just adds to the overall flight time. I have to be careful at this point because I do have several spots where the tin is going to branch off. Come on, guys. Catch up. Thanks. Thank you for things. Thank you, my minions, for all the beautiful things. Whoops. Thank you for moving on me, car. See, that's a lot of split-offs for tin. I need a lot of tin in the, production of... I really just did that twice tonight, yep. Production of stuff. Beautiful, beautiful circuit 2s. Alright, now you can give me all the things. Thank you, my beautiful robots, for giving me things. Also, I am totally not limiting those accumulators, and I need to limit those accumulators, ideally. Let me limit you to that. I don't know what is a stack size here. I'm assuming 10? 50! Oh. Yeah, you. Sure. Stack size 50! Yeah, that's a bit much. Speaking of a bit much, that flight time, though. That flight time. Alright, so what am I gonna do about... Okay, so if I determine that I'm not going to run clay up here, I can use that line that is for clay, and that line for clay is the fourth line, the line that's next to the other side of tin, right here. So you see how this is clay? I shouldn't be bussing clay like this to begin with. Clay is used very sporadically for... It's used for ceramics. It's used in raw fiber and glass fibers. Basically, every instance of usage of clay can be made locally on site because clay is the result of steam. Clay can be made literally anywhere. So I shouldn't be bussing it, period. Like, full stop. It shouldn't be bussed. So I will go ahead and start running this line to use for the Nexlet plates. Whoops. There we go. I will need to use some landfill because I didn't completely have this lane sorted on the landfill front. Really? More. More. M-O-A-R. More landfill. Super tempted to empty out my inventory and just bring all of the landfill. Just bring all of it. And bring it up. And just paint everything that's left. Because I've done a pretty good job thus far of landfilling this lake. Hello, my robots. You're not fast enough to catch me. Ooh, hello. Yeah, that would have stung. That would not have been very nice. I don't like gaps. Gaps are awful. Anyway. Dudes, please. Just give me the things. Gotta hate when that happens, where they're like, hey, we're about to reach you within a split second. And then they're like, oh wait, I need to charge. Let's go charge and then go back. Like, no, I think, yeah, see, I think it would be better if you just completed your travel to your destination before going off. But anyway. Let's go. And continue on. This will be Nexlet. I have decided that this shall be Nexlet. Now, if I can remember where exactly I need to stop for the Nexlet, that would be great. There's the Molly. Molly processing. Sodium carbonates. Acetylene. Refined syngas, zinc and zinc chloride, nitrogen, rayon, and a nexalit. there are more efficient next-lit processes that are currently available to me. However, I'm not bothering doing them just because I am primarily getting next-lit out of ground borers, and I mean, that's an infinite supply, basically, of the ore, so why necessarily go through the effort of setting up a process to get more plates per ore if the cost is negligible on the ore? Like, tar, coal gas, and drill heads are all self-sustaining. So why bother with setting up something that is, quote, more efficient? Also, you there. I need to do that, and I'm going to do that. Actually, I'm going to do that. And that will make sure I get the contents of these chests moved. Now we just have to wait for the next slit to catch up. And that will make things significantly easier. Okay, next. Let's go grab whatever other solar panels have been made. Oh, hello. Hello, train. Train of doohickeys. Yes, I know. I know, game. You don't have to tell me twice. I want so many things in my inventory. Okay. Moving right along here. Thank you for that. Wonderful little stack inserter. What else do I need to add? Do I think I will ever use locomotives? I'll keep you posted on that one. Truthfully speaking, I don't like to use locomotives. I think they're boring. Boring to set up and boring to use. It is a style of play that doesn't quite fit with how I do things. It's that leads to a very distributed system of setting up your factory. I prefer the opposite of that. I prefer concentrated rather than distributed. I want to make everything together, not separate. So, yeah, it's just how I do things. Yes, and with the obscene belts, it should be fine. And I made the very conscious decision to use those belts in this playthrough. That is a completely separate mod that adds those belts. It is the Ultimate Transport Belt mod that adds those into the game. Those obscene speed belts. But, yeah, ultimately, I don't know. We shall see just how things become once I get access to beacons. Because if I need to start using trains, that would be the time, is when setting up beacons and such, because when thinking about trains, it's like, well, what would be the purpose? Why would I need the potential throughput that a train could provide, or what resource would I need far enough away to want to use a train to get it? Because thanks to ground borers, I can get any ore anywhere. Any, like, ore patch ore anywhere. The only things that I can't get out of ground boring are the rare earth ores, which I've got tons near me, the regolites, and all of the other, like, little node-based items. And would it really be worth running a train for a node-based item? Maybe. Maybe that would be why I use trains. But when looking at the various node-based items that I have, or that are available to you that I need, what is far enough away that would justify a train for it? I don't know. I don't know. I've got literally everything close by on this map. Within belt distance that I'm comfortable with running belts to. And it's not like they're permanent anyway. They do run out at some point. Such is the way with all the ores, but anyway. So, yeah, I have a hard time justifying going through the effort of setting up rails. And I think a lot of people set up rails when they don't actually need them a lot of times. And they go through this massive waste of effort to set up something that they don't actually need. I've apparently not made things. Why? Still waiting on that iron to catch up. By the way, we're still waiting on that iron to catch up. It is moving. We do now have the iron coming out. Remember how I have technically 2 full yellow belts of iron plates that I'm making? Or able to make. Technically, I'm able to make all of this, plus all of the steel, plus all of the super steel, plus I have extra left over. A little bit extra left over. So, if I really needed to expand the actual iron plate production, I think I could relatively safely double and run red belts. Oh hey, we're actually getting a small trickle. A very small trickle of the actual iron plates coming in. That's neat. Why is it such a small trickle when I know that it's at 15 at the start? It's because everything else has to back up first and catch up. So everything that uses iron needs to grab it, which includes my small parts production, by the way. This chest has to fill, so this is going to be consuming small iron to fill this chest. Bear in mind also that even though I have this here, I am filling this chest here as well, so I have a lot of small parts that are being made. Realistically speaking, though... Oh yeah, you take Nexlet! Doohickeys! Oh right, I guess my Nexlet hasn't caught up yet? Wait, what? Wait, what? I had some contamination, apparently. Let's see. So this... It's on its way! Yeah, they're gonna take all of the iron as it appears. What do I want to set up while I wait? That is a good question. So I have some solar panels, so let's set this up over here. How many, Yeah, I have some copper cables. Will be fine. This will be fine. I guess the Roboport will have to be part of this. Anyway. So, what do I need in order to actually fully power this without considering the combustion turbines? Like, what is the full power draw here? So let's get some counts. 27 Falgi. Actually, you know what? Let's grab some efficiency modules, because that's what this is missing at the moment. These, my greenies, my green dudes! I am missing green. Wonderful, beautiful color green. From here, this will make this a lot better. Especially on the electrolyzers, because my goodness, those use a lot normally. They're base 800. And then the powerhouses, having them will reduce the amount of fuel that they burn. Oh, you don't need that many. 3 at most. Because these are 30% each, and it caps at minus 80. And you don't take him. Okay, energy consumption 80 kilowatts-ish. Hello, tech. What do I actually want? I was thinking about something or other, but I think nothing I can get right now really has any impact on things. Maybe, I guess, get the research for, but we're not making enough science for that to matter, I think. Okay, so we've got 8 electrolyzer. Actually, what am I doing? I can look at the blueprint of it. If I can find it here. It's 8 electrolyzers, 27 Falgi. So 27 by 80 plus 8 by 319 plus... Let's see, high pressure furnaces are 6 by 119. The DDCs, we've got 3 by 119. The gasifiers is 3 by 119. we've got 5 by 50. And I think that's the only stuff that's drawing power. Oh, we've got a few gas vents as well. How many gas vents? 2 gas vents and a sinkhole. 2 gas vents and a sinkhole. So a sinkhole is 119. And then 2 by 25. I mean, technically I can put in 3 of these, but that doesn't ultimately. Yeah, 4.9. Did it say 3 or 2? I think it said 2, so yeah, plus 10. So that's 6.5 megawatts. 6.519 megawatts in total here, thanks to the efficiency modules in particular. I think normally it's supposed to be a lot more than that. So that is 6,519 kilowatts divided by 60, so that's 108 solar panels. Okay. Do we still have that copy paste? I do, right there. How many are here? 36. That's enough. I do need an accumulator, set of accumulators, but at... I forget the actual math, the overnight math. But I have the accumulators, so yes, I will have accumulators, but I don't remember how many. I don't know off the top of my head how many I need. These hold 50 megawatts each, so I think for 50 megajoules each, and I think that that would be more than enough to just have one of them to power 6.5 megawatts for the evening. Well, that's megajoules per second. 6.5 megajoules per second would be... And then 50 megajoules of storage. Yeah, that would be gone within seconds. So yeah, I would need a few. Yes, beautiful. My beautiful accumulators. They glow blue when they're not connected to anything. They glow green when they are actively storing. They go blue, yeah, when there's no storage. They go red when they are outputting. So beautiful Nextlit powered accumulators are here. As I said, they store 50 megawatts of charge, or megajoules of charge. Yeah, so how long is night? How many seconds is a Factorio night? Factorio night length. Night fully dark is 41.66 seconds at fully dark. So that's the time where it is 0 production from the accumulators, is about 42 seconds of 0. Sunset and sunrise, the accumulators will ramp down and then ramp up in terms of the energy production, and will last 210 seconds at full production. So if I want to make sure I last at least the 42 seconds at 6.5, so 6.519 times 42 is 273.759. So, and then each of these is 50 that it stores, so that would mean to be on the safest of sides, I would want to have 6 minimum. Or I can just mark, like, do the whole thing here and have 7. So that will be the safe side. Safer side of things. I said it would be 100 and what? 108.65. So I have 144 marked at the moment, so I think that it will be fine. Oh look, there's one. Why are you not making your stuff? Why am I not getting any iron oxide up here yet? Shouldn't you have been doing your thing? Iron oxide. Oh, hello. Yeah, that would help. Yeah, it would help if I actually were to put in the splitters where they are appropriate. That would help as well. I am missing my splitters on the iron line. Every time you pull iron, I need a splitter on each line. So here, and all the way back. Right there. Only need 1, thanks. Alright, then there's you. Again, only need 1, thanks. I'm still missing splitters further back. I can clearly tell. Where's the previous? Jeez, this goes way back. Where is that next split? Here. Double split, actually. And then, am I missing 1 more? Looks like I might be missing at least 1 more. There. Yeah, that's looking balanced, so I think we're good now. That looks like it's balanced. Yes, that is balanced. So what did that just do? Well, that is allowing me to use more of what was being shoved up onto the logistics network all the way on the other processes. So it just overall helps. Just overall helps with being able to feed the stuff that needs iron with iron until things start fully backing up. Which seems like it's going to take a while. You probably should prioritize this. Maybe. I don't know. Like, how very important is getting more optical fiber right now? Probably not particularly, considering this also fills up a logistics chest at the very end, so... yeah, that's okay to trickle for now. Hold up. Did I again miss a spot? I think I missed another spot. Or it's just not caught up yet, I think, actually. I think it's just not caught up yet here. Yeah, so this is caught up now. Catching up, I should say. All my wonderful, busy construction bees placing all of the wonderful tiles of aluminium everywhere. It's gonna take them a long time. A long time to get all of the aluminium tiles placed. Within their own construction zone, mind you. I've got ghosts outside of the construction zone as well. I don't really care how fast they do it, I'm just giving them a job to do at the moment. Right, and those are all currently part of the network as well. Let's see here, so... soon enough, this will be fed more. And it will accumulate and then back up. Because we have a lot of things that need to get backed up. Oh, hello. That's another thing that I wanted to have on the network is the silicon wafers. Anyway, yeah, so now I should start seeing a lot more of my beautiful iron oxide coming in. The wonderful and glorious iron oxides. And everything that comes up through the pipeline, belt line. Let's be clear on that. There's that beautiful nexalit coming in as well. That'll get my solar panels going wonderfully. Oh, I didn't take into account the power of the RoboPort that's here either. Oh, also, all of this exists on my network, on my logistic and construction network, except for the very end there. So a lot of this is just going to get built as I produce the solar panels, which is fantastic. And then once that's sorted, I can separate the power network in here with creative use of power lines, of cabling. And, yeah, get the combustion turbines on the end only together, and then brought to the rest of the main network. And then everything on the inside of this block will get powered through solar panels. And yeah, so that will be what I would copy and paste. I would copy and paste the block and the solar panel section. So this whole unit would then be a unit that I can copy and paste, and because it's based off of solar panels, as long as I have the solar panels to power it, it can kickstart itself and stay kickstarted and stay going no matter what. No matter what the demand for power is outside, it will always move because it won't be subject to any potential death spirals, which is great. Pave the world in gold or diamond plates. Unfortunately, I don't know if we've got any of that. If any of that exists. I know there's various different types of tiles, but I don't have... See, if I had the text plate mod, I could make plates of, like, uranium and of gold and stuff like that, but yeah, no. Not gonna happen. Now I have to think. Let us think about what I want to do for the rest of the stream, because things are basically done. Like, that basically has fully solved the issues with power for now. I have to consider what I'm going to do with producing even more power going forward, transitioning away from fuel oil and crude oil based power generation and more towards the combination of solar panels and these blocks of, quote, renewable power generation, powering electrolyzers that are giving me powering electrolyzers and mushrooms that are giving me what I need to actually generate power out of. So yeah, that is a thing. That is a transition that needs to be made. Will it be made is another question entirely. Also, where's the... Did I not actually finish running the iron oxide up? That's the next question. Did I actually do that? The answer is a resounding no. A resounding no is the answer to that. So, let's actually bring up the iron oxide so I can actually start automating the stupid power poles. Not power poles, panels, solar panels. Yeah, those are the things. Solar panels are what I'm looking for. This lane. You there, buddy. Yeah, you need all of that nonsense to go. That needed to happen. Good to know that this is the Scimitar line 1. Hello. Thank you, Sermits. I'm tempted to finish running these up as well, but we shall see. Anyway, you... Really? No space for belt? Okay. Don't know what you're smoking, game, but, yeah, anyway. Don't think I want it. Oh, hello. Yes, do that thing. Give me stuff! Give me stuff. Take stuff away as well. Do not want all of this stuff in my inventory. Want some stuff. Don't need all the stuff. Thank you, my wonderful worker bees. How many worker bees do I have now? 1,053. That didn't really grow too much. I think I was at 1,000 yesterday. 1,054. So we're starting to accumulate now. Now that everything's sort of starting to catch up and get moving again. The iron in particular is catching up and getting moving again. I think I'm going to run the ferrochromium alloy and the cermet up. Oh, hello. Yeah, that's what I like to see. That's a nice, beautiful line of iron oxide coming up. Yeah, I'm going to run this stuff. Because you never know, I might be needing it on the network. Might need this stuff on the network, we shall see. As I occasionally run on the individual aluminium tiles, and why do I always do that? Always, like, replace stuff. Yes, give me things. So the aluminium tiles have a 210% walking speed bonus, which is why I want them everywhere. The primary issue... they ran away. The primary issue being... I've completely lost my train of thought. Wow. Yeah, I lost it. It's gone. It's gone. Yeah, that died. That went away. Just blanked out. The tiles, yes. So 210% on the tiles. Lots of tiles to place. Limited by construction robots to do that. Doesn't really impact the movement speed of the car at all, unfortunately, and while it is multiplicative with the bonuses, or not multiplicative, but additive with the bonuses of the exoskeletons, unfortunately exoskeletons I can't make them. Not anytime soon, at least. They require, I believe, circuit 3s. So that is a thing. Although I have all of the aluminium plate on the planet. Like, I've got tons and tons and tons of aluminium plate. I'm not worried about the supply of the aluminium plates to go everywhere. It's just a matter of whether or not my construction bots will ever be enough to cover everything. I have 571 of them. They are all placing tiles. Placing aluminium tiles at the moment. Oh, hey, you're backed up. Excellent. I like seeing that. I like seeing that. This is all good. This is not so good, but anyway. One of these days, I'm going to go scale the tin. One of these days. Within the next century. So, I did mention that these stack to a stack size of 50, right? What about the, these guys? These are also stack size 50. Yeah, it's a bit much for the next lit accumulators, but yeah. I'll take it. And that's just the Mark 1s. The Mark 2s of these things are 120 megajoule capacity versus just 50. So that's more than double. They can charge at a rate at 2.5 megawatts and output at 2.5, so not quite double, but still better. Adds a whole megawatt, 1.1 megawatt to it. So yeah, just straight up better overall. Needs liquid nitrogen. I have liquid nitrogen, and I have everything but the supercapacitors. Now, what's involved in supercapacitors? Huh. Pi High Tech. Please tell me if it's even listed here as of yet. Oh, apparently there's a shell involved. There's apparently a shell involved. Supercapacitor cores and shells. Apparently requires nanotech that I don't have nanotech? Really? So, again, question. This is another one of those instances that I should point out for Pyanodon to look at. This is another one of those instances where you've unlocked an item, in this case, Nextlit Powered Accumulator Mark IIs, before you're capable of making them. They should be unlocked after nanotech. The Nextlit accumulators should be locked behind nanotech because they need supercapacitors, and supercapacitors require nanotech. There is no reason to have access to a recipe that has an ingredient that requires a later level of tech to make. It should require that later level of tech before unlocking that recipe, and that should apply across the board, across all recipes. There are several examples currently where you unlock recipes for items that require stuff that you can't make until a later tech level, and that is incredibly frustrating whenever that happens. Because you might plan around being able to make a recipe that you have access to if it's an ingredient for something else later on, and realize that you can't make it until you get a tech that you don't have access to yet. So yeah, that's a thing. And yet, we can currently make the supercapacitor cores and shells. So I can make, yeah, I can make this. I have all of this. So I can make the supercapacitor shell. I would need to make a couple of things here. Sodium chlorate and carbon aerogel, which I can make the aerogel. I can make the aerogel, I can make resorcinol. I have the rest. I have all of those recipes. So as I said, I can make the aerogel for the carbon aerogel. I really don't like purified quartz because I think this is the process that requires slacked lime. But anyway, so you can make these two items at the moment. Yet supercapacitors themselves are behind nanotech. So why are these items not locked behind nanotech? If supercapacitors themselves are locked behind nanotech. These aren't used for anything else outside of supercapacitors, so why are they unlocked before you can access supercapacitors? That's all that these things are used for, is supercapacitors. So why allow me to buffer them before actually being able to make supercapacitors? Because that's the only reason to make them now, is to buffer them for when I do get supercapacitors. And I can just throw up a ton of them as soon as I get access to that recipe. Anyway, that's a rant. That's a thing. No. Here. What's next? Let's me see. Boron. boron. Probably gets made in a other thingy. Hello, boron. Boron. You are made in apparently a particle accelerator to make it out of fine carbon dust. Mixers. Okay. I have these. Oh, you get a little diborane out of this. I wonder if diborane is part of the production of this. Let's see. Boron mixture from... Yeah, I've got... Oh, God, another thing that needs acetylene. Hey, I've got that. Yeah, that stuff's made out of boric acid, which is made out of diborane gas, so that does feed back itself a little bit. Yeah, this boron trioxide, I should bust this up here somehow. I should get this up onto the network. Because it does look like I'm going to need it for these glass fibers, as well as this boron carbide. What do you get used for? Mark 3s and 4s. Pretty much across the board, as well as capacitor cores and the mega drill heads. Which, I still don't know what the fuel value is on mega drill heads to make them... I just don't know if these are valuable to make to use instead of regular drill heads. Because they require so much stuff to make. Like, what's the fuel value comparison? Okay, well, what I can do is I can look up in the tech tree, mega drill head. 10 gigajoules. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that that's a little bit more than a regular drill head. 10 gigajoules versus... Where's the recipe for the regular drill head? I do not know. But I do have them. Versus 2 megajoules. 10 gigajoules versus 2 megajoules. Oh, and I guess I could have just hovered over the thing here. And you get 3 per craft. Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that that is well beyond worth making mega drill heads to use in place of drill heads, because holy crap, that's really good fuel value. Like, seriously. That is significantly better. Now, I will have to note that there are some recipes that directly consume standard drill heads, so no matter what, I have to continue using drill heads, but in any item that uses drill heads as a fuel type for specific types of mining purposes, that would be where they are most valuable. Anyway, about 19 more minutes for today's stream. The iron oxide's coming in, which means I should... Oh. Where's the sulfur? Did I not... I know I had brought... I think this is another one of those instances where I just didn't complete bringing the line up of the sulfur. Also, this has contamination. Yeah, a little bit. Oh, sulfur, I didn't actually finish bringing you up. That would be a great idea if I actually were to do that. That would be great, so I could actually, you know, make the pyrite to make the solar panels. That would be fantastic. There we go. Now you should operate. Now it should be cooking with gas for a bit. Okay, well, let's start marking these because I know that that's going to be all of those things going forward. What do I want next? That is a really good question. How are my Mark II thingies here doing? Fine. You're doing well. You are making. Anyway. Yeah, I'm apparently placing randomly over here. Maybe I should extend my little construction zone out. Oh, I apparently aren't carrying any. Now, unfortunately today, I think I might end off a little bit early just because I did not take a break in between time, and I sort of need to take a break towards the end here, so I think I'm just going to go through and do my little review right now of what got done today. So what got done today? I separated power networks for oil, for one, and added a whole bunch of oil burners out here and some solar panels to basically help kickstart our primary power production again, to sort of get things rolling again, and then went about now trying to establish something that will help prevent the root cause of our loss of power in the first place. So that was largely what got done today, is just going through bringing the power back on and trying to mitigate the root cause of the issues in the first place. So we're making solar panels. We have begun our transition to start doing true perpetual energy production that doesn't fall victim to these types of positive feedback loops that lead to zero power generation. So with that, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat. I will be back on Sunday with more of this Pyanodon's playthrough. If you are watching the VOD on YouTube, please be sure to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you are so inclined, head on over to twitch.tv/otakushowboat to leave a follow and turn on notifications to know when I go live. I'm live every Sunday through Friday from 10 a.m. to approximately 1 p.m. I hope to see you all on the next one.